I'm Alice in Wonderland. So, look, I just finished the finale of Love is Blind. This is season 6, I believe. Let's see. Actually, let's see. Yeah, it's season 6. And I'm going to be talking about what happens. So if you haven't seen the finale and you care to see it, don't look at this, at least not until you watch it. Okay? So Clay says no to AD at the altar after she says yes, and after giving her the impression that they were on the same page, even though he has definitely been giving her signs the entire time that he was not ready for marriage, that he wasn't ready to be a devoted husband. And she just kind of acted like she could carry the load for both of them. And he let her think that. And then they got to the altar, and she said yes, and he said no. And really, they went to the altar because you are contractually obligated to go to the altar. If you don't make it to the altar, you could potentially owe the studio money. Um, that's what happens. If you get engaged and you say yes to the engagement, you agree to go through the entire process, which includes the altar. So, in my opinion, Clay knew he was going to say no the whole time. And what he did was pepper in throughout the season his doubts so that he would feel absolved once he got to the altar and said no. But he knew he was going to say no because he wasn't going to allow himself to owe the show any money, and he wanted to get his whole pay. He claims that he loves her and that they were still going to continue to work on their relationship while he also does therapy, because throughout the process he learned that he was not prepared for marriage and that he had a lot of wounds that he needed to heal from due to his parents' dysfunctional marriage. And the thing is, like, I feel like his mother is not getting the criticism that she deserves. She's a very nice lady and everything, all like that. And I'm sure that she most likely did not deserve to be dragged by her husband for like half their marriage, over half their marriage. But she stayed. I think he cheated like year 7 or year 9 of their 24-year marriage. And while he was cheating, he was also taking his son to visit his paramours with him. And these are the memories that his son remembers and that his son shared with his fiance. So he has a really fucked up mindset when it comes to love, marriage, commitment, loyalty, all of that. Because not only did his father do that fuck shit, but his mother also stayed with him while he was committing acts of fuckery until I guess the marriage just completely broke, and who knows how bad it got, because that's pretty fucking bad, right? But who knows how much worse it must have gotten before they got divorced at year 24, which these people have the nerve to boast about. Like making it 24 years in a marriage that was bad for like at least 12 of those years, dysfunctional, uh, um, negligent to your children, because that's what his dad was doing when he was taking him on his rendezvous, making his son lie to his mother, creating all kinds of confusion in this child's mind, right? That he carries on as a grown man. Like that's nothing to brag about. That's nothing to brag about. And how can he model anything functional loving, or healthy after coming out of a situation like that. And I don't know, something about the mom seems as though she has overshared, and the father, on the other hand, has been completely negligent. Like, why did Clay. See, this is the thing about black men. Like, black women are the people that carry the burden. I'm going to dump all of my baggage on you that my father created, right? He dumps his baggage on his mom. I mean, his mom is responsible for creating it, so I'm not blaming him for that. But you see, he has the closer bond with the mom. It's not proportionate. Like, it's not balanced. It's not like, oh, y'all both gonna get smoke. No, it's all for mom. Mom gets all the smoke. Mom carries the burden. And now my woman's gonna carry the burden. All the women I've ever played are gonna carry the burden. I'm gonna tell my fiance about how afraid I am that I'm gonna be a shitty husband to her, but please stay with me, please rock with me, please love me through this, right? And yet, him and his father gets none of that, even though his father is the person who did it. And it's the mom's fault. It's unfortunately, I just have to say it. I know that, like, black women don't like to hear this, but it's your fault because you created that space. Okay, I know that the mothers want to be loving and supportive to their children. They want to be transparent. They want to be open. They want to be, all of these things. But you should not be telling your children your adult business, even if your kid is wondering or asking questions, because of course they're going to wonder and ask questions like, why did it not work out? What happened? You don't tell them that. You tell them that it's adult business. It's not their business. Maybe you can tell them when they're old enough, or when at a time appropriate. Excuse me, a time that is appropriate, but not, while they're young and confused and easily, like, impressionable. So this man is now a grown big ass dude who is functional in all kinds of other ways, but yet he has this big gaping wound around whether or not he can fully commit to a woman in marriage and give her the things that she deserves, that he knows she deserves. And even as the mother, as the parent that the child obviously has a deeper bond with and trusts more, right? If you see that your child is struggling with these kinds of things, then you should really advocate for them that they seek out therapy and that they actually see it through. I mean, it's their choice at the end of the day, but that's what you should be doing. He said no to this woman at the altar in front of her whole family, embarrassed her family, and the mother in the end is like, "Hey, you had no obligation to say yes." And it's true, it is true. But where was the conversation about, it's up to you to protect this woman's heart? You have made a commitment to her through this engagement, which is something that you decided to do. So you need to take full accountability and responsibility. But he's just absolved. So he's absolved, and AD has to absorb his hurt and his pain. Never mind, she comes from a family of divorce too, but she is more balanced. She's open to the idea of marriage, commitment, family, and he is completely shut down. And this woman is sitting there. So I mean, I know some people might not think that she's pretty, I think that she's beautiful. I think she's like really exquisite looking. I think if she was like, you know, 3, 4 inches taller, she could be on a runway. Like a very, very I really think her look is really, really nice. I think she looks even better without like the lashes and stuff, but I understand that people want to wear lashes and stuff. Beautiful body, beautiful skin, amazing personality, um, ambitious, driven, like the whole thing going on. And yet, he just cannot do it. I know some people are like he doesn't like dark skinned women. I don't know either way. I don't care to get into that. It's possible. I mean, anything's possible, right? But I just don't care to get into that because he still made the choice. It's about love is blind, right? Like that's the whole point of the show, and he made the choice to propose to her. And then after they got together, he continued to go through the process. He got all the way to the altar and gave her the impression that they were on the same page. So whatever he's like secretly into or not secretly into does not matter to me. And I feel like I want to know who the editors are of this show. Like, who are the editors? Because I feel like they're playing in black people's face. And I feel like Clay was playing in black people's face too. I mean, to make his issues a black issue on camera, all the black men I've seen. Okay, then, nigga, if all the black men that you've seen have been trashed, then go look at some non black men. Okay? Go find somebody else you can look up to. Don't just sit up and look up to trash, right? Doesn't that make sense? Like, it's stupid. It's stupid logic. If you can sit here and form that opinion out of your mouth, then you have the wherewithal to choose something else to model, right? But no, you just want to sit in the fucking trash and act like it doesn't stink because you're able to say that it's trash. Oh wow, you're so self-aware of the trash. Like, it still stinks. So anyway, Clay is playing in black people's face, making his problem a black problem. And then I felt like the editors they were just living up to it. I mean, they were just like the way that it was cut, it was like Amber is obviously going to be devastated, but then it like pans to like all these little black girls looking at her devastated, and she's asking, why am I not enough? Why am I never enough? And it was just like, look at all these little black girls like this. And the cycle continues. It's pretty much what I feel like the editors were trying to the story they were trying to present. Okay, which to me means that these people know what they're doing. They're very aware of the narratives that are going on, like in the black community, through social media in general. They're aware of that we have these conversations. They're aware of these, like, the pain that black people are suffering, due to like these generational traumas around the family, and they really played up to that. But AD was wondering, like, what does she need to do? First of all, you said right there, you said earlier in the show that you are a sucker for some red flags. Okay, you said that you're a fix-a-hoe, and yet it was just so sad and sick to see her doing it, and she didn't even know she was doing it. So this is what she needs to do, and this is what I feel black women need to do. Stop. Yeah, that's it. That's the whole entire thing. That's the end. That's the post. Stop. Stop. I would say, like, I know practically, because black women are not going to stop. So I would say practically, on a practical level, because at this point, this is like another generation. This isn't Generation X. This ain't baby boomers. This isn't millennials. Like, these are this shit is just getting passed down and passed down and passed down. So I'm gonna say this. As AD considers herself to be she's a mental health advocate. She's into lifestyle, fitness, fashion, and soft life. What? Okay. And she definitely is giving soft life, throughout her, her IG. But I want to say, like, do not deal with these black men, okay? Do not deal with these black men unless they are in therapy. If these black men, if you come up on them and they haven't been to therapy, or they think therapy is some bullshit, or they're like, "No, I don't need therapy." If they say anything like that, walk away. Just walk away. I mean, look at her. Come on. Come on. It's not about looks. These men have a lot of brokenness, and they need to deal with it. And they need to deal with it by their damn self. So if the guy says that he has a therapist or he's been to therapy, okay, how long have you been in therapy? Oh, like 2 weeks? No, 6 to 8 months minimum. And not like, once a month or every other month or whenever I fucking feel like it. At least twice a month for 6 to 8 months minimum, and still ongoing. If a dude has not, if he is not in therapy or hasn't been to therapy, like, oh, I used to go to therapy. Okay, how long were you in therapy? Oh, like 2 years. Like, okay, cool. And not like court ordered. I mean, if it's court ordered, that should go without saying, but I feel like I have to say it. Like a voluntary situation where he took it upon himself to get himself some therapy. And it was a regular ongoing thing that he did or is doing and has been doing for at least 6 to 8 months. Like, if they're not doing that with themselves, then fuck them. Do not fuck with these dudes. They're so sick. They are so damaged. It was painful to watch this dude, Clay, on his wedding day in the room with his father. And he can't even confront his father about his demons. Like, and his mother told his father, he is struggling with this because of the things that you have done. This is not like speculation. This is what our son has said. He struggles with these things because of the things that you did to him throughout his upbringing. Family of origin is so important, okay? The father immediately makes excuses. I didn't have the best role models myself. You old ass nigga. I can't. I was like, but my point is, this is why I say they got to go to therapy. We're at the point, great granddaddy sucks, granddaddy sucks, daddy sucks, I suck. And these stupid black women are like, I'm not afraid, I'll carry the burden. And then she gets to the altar and he breaks her heart, and she's like, what the fuck? She's actually surprised. And she's asking, what's wrong with her? Bitch, are you crazy? I don't like that these dudes can take a woman so high and then so low. I don't like, I mean, look, this is a show, but the show is fodder, for conversation. Everybody knows there's a chance, right, that they're going to be left at the altar. But she was high as a kite when she was out there telling Sarah Ann, like, you're not fucking my man. I don't get, like, she was feeling very confident in her situation. She shouldn't have been, but I'm just saying, the fact that these men have the ability to make these women feel so high, like they're on cloud nine, like they're finally getting their soft life, their black excellence moment, their blah, 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 and then so far down. It's not okay. So anyway, I have to go, but this is where we're at, you know? This is where we're at. Black men are not healthy. And in my opinion, they really shouldn't be like dealt with or pursued until they invest in their own wellness.